This is Matt Skoller. It's not like any of those brand ambassador series. Welcome to brandlibrary.tv.
Thank you, Flavio.
Can you play that again?
Sure.
Cognac that we're talking about,
or blues?
Or blues.
Well, they go hand in hand in my world, so
okay.
It's going to be blues and cognac today. But more cognac.
Do you have a different tune per cognac that they will be tasting, or?
You know, the cognac decides. Cognac dictates what I do, what I play, all of that. So, but we do.
He's on cognac, so you know he's high in life. That's good. No, but really. You're not from New York?
No.
But you're from the U.S. and you're a blues player.
Actually, you know what? My whole family's from New York. I was born in New York.
Okay.
But I moved to Chicago over 25 years ago, 26 years ago, which is the mecca of Chicago blues. I played the Cognac Blues Festival, which is called Blues Passion, in 2000 and 2001. And my brother, who was my guitar player, Larry Skoller, one of the co-owners of Family Tradition Cognac, met a cognaceuse, a woman from Cognac. Larry, Nadej, and myself have a company called Family Tradition Cognac that has organized these families. There's up to 7 families we have their cognac. We sort of consolidate the orders and bring them here and do the street work.
When you say 7 families, you're not talking about big guys.
We're talking about all of these cognacs are artisan cognac that are what we refer to as grower cognac. Okay. So completely different than the industrially made cognac. It is cognac that is made at the vineyard that the grapes are grown at. The artisan does the harvesting, makes the wine, and then does the distillation, and then ages it. He does every single aspect of the process himself.
That's quite rare.
It's very rare, and you know, there are some that are better than others. It's a very, very complex process, and so to get somebody that can do all of that stuff and come up with, you know, a product this refined and incredible it took us 3 years to make our selections, and we were sort of mentored by Jean-Luc Pasquet, who taught us a lot about cognac, we learned, one of the first things that we learned, which is so important to know about cognac, and people in the United States and elsewhere don't know how terroir-driven cognac is. Right. And so when you get a cognac that's not been blended with Borderies and Bonbois and Framboise and all of these things put in, these are the different crus or areas in cognac, then you realize that it is so terroir-driven. In other words, the microclimate determines the flavor. And so when you have a Borderies, it's floral and it's, here's like this. Right.
This is one of my top 10 favorites.
Okay. It has...
almondy, citrusy as well.
Yes.
And it's so much there.
It's got a strange kind of whiskey component to it.
A great complexity.
Yeah, a great complexity. 5 years old.
Now, it doesn't say 5-year-old on the bottle.
No.
But there is an older version of this.
Mm-hmm. The Essence des Borderies.
Essence des Borderies. And what's that? It's just a concentration of those
It's
those
18
aromas?
years old. It's this on steroids. It has the same honeyed fragrance to it, but it's got the Roncio. And the Roncio is something that occurs usually after about 12 years. And it's very unique to the Charente. I guess the technical definition of that is it's how the fatty acids that are in the eau de vie react to the humidity temperature of the shea and the components of the wood that it's in. And it can go really, really right or really wrong. The older, more complex cognacs, you need to sit down and concentrate on them and sit there and warm it in your hand, and you can just smell it for an hour before you even taste it and have different observations on it throughout the whole hour. And so we're going to pour next
This is Pasquet, right?
Pasquet Tradition Familiale. Pasquet is an amazing man and an amazing maître d'uché, barrel master. And this is his Tradition Familiale. It is an assemblage, and it is an average of 8 years old. And it's interesting that you can almost get some Roncio in there. It's just slight.
So where is that from? Then if we talk
This
about
is from
terroir.
This is from Grand Champagne. This is what is referred to as the Premier Cru. And when you see Premier Cru Grand Champagne, it's a little redundant actually, because all Grand Champagne is Premier Cru. So that's
yeah, but the French like it when it's a bit redundant.
well, you're French, you would know. So I'm not going to talk about the French here, get in trouble.
But what would be what separates Jean-Luc Pasquet from the big houses?
What would separate them?
Yeah.
He
does it all on his own.
Yeah, he does it all on his own. He doesn't cold filter his cognac. He doesn't add caramel to change the color of it. The alcohol reduction process is very slow. He takes well over a year to reduce the alcohol, whereas the big three or big four will do it in Courvoisier, Hennessy, Remy, and Martel. The use of caramel, which is 100% natural, and the use of sugar syrup, which again is 100% natural, doesn't preclude a cognac from being artisanal.
Right.
Okay, because if used elegantly and properly, it can really be a great addition to the drink.
But so then if Pasquet doesn't do any of that,
No,
why not?
because he's a purist. And there may be certain coupes that he has used a very slight amount of sugar in. But I have to talk to him about that. But maybe not. I mean, this guy grows his own yeast. Okay,
Oh, right.
so
Whoa.
Yeah.
Tell us about this.
yeah, well, he grows his own yeast. That's how fanatical he is about having control over and having a 100% basically organic product. These are organic. He can't legally call his cognac, I guess, biologique. Maybe he can. I'm not sure. We're not allowed to put it on. Maybe, and I think it's U.S. law that doesn't. Right. But we do have it on the Pinot de Charente. The Pinot de Charente, as you know, is a blending of grape juice and cognac. And the cognac hits the grape juice, kills the yeast, so there's no fermentation, and so it is just grape juice and cognac aged for 6 months or so, or longer, in oak. And that is 100% biologique, and they're allowed to put it on the label here. The Marie Framboise, which is made just like the Pinot, is also made from 100% biologique red raspberries, and macerated in young cognac for 3 months, and then strained, and some of the same mou, some of the same grape juice is put in there as well.
All right.
And
is that something that we can find in liquor stores here in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Marie Framboise?
Marie Framboise. It's his own invention. It is made very similarly to the Pinot, but it's infused with red raspberries. And it's named after his very lovely wife, Marie Françoise.
All right.
Isn't that sweet? So,
well, this is to Marie Françoise.
Here's Marie Françoise.
For our viewers, who now you really got extremely interested in those small houses, and you probably didn't know of these names. It's all right because there's not too much of it anyway, so it's not like you're selling millions of bottles. They don't make millions
No.
of bottles. Those are each small productions. But can they go and visit? Because there's a great museum in Cognac. Most of the big houses have a good visitor center, a shop, and so on. That's also great. But those families,
Yeah,
will
well,
they receive our viewers?
I think definitely. I mean, what we can do is you can go to familytraditioncognac.com and send me an email, and we can arrange a tour of these small artisan distillers.
If
And
they come during harvest,
what's that?
if they come during harvest,
They will see nobody.
everybody. So what is it? Mechanical harvest? Is it hand picked?
It's for the most part, it's all handpicked. Yeah,
Well, that's most people do mechanical.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I guess it's really small operation.
Jean-Luc Pasquet is 7.5 hectare, so that's like 17 acres, and
For cognac, it's small.
yeah. And it's just gorgeous. I mean, you'll drive around a curve and see a field filled with sunflowers in the distance. And if your eyesight is failing and you're over 45 years old, like me,
No,
you'll
you're not.
you'll see exactly what the Impressionist painters saw when they. I mean, it's not even a leap. You know, it's not even it just looks like that. I mean, no wonder they painted that way. I mean, you look at these.
Are you saying it was easy for them to do?
I'm saying that they were not geniuses. No, this landscape is what inspired that, and it's just so beautiful. And if you're tired of seeing that in museums, you can go and see the real deal, the way that the great Impressionists saw it. It's really picturesque. There's just acre after acre of vines. And one of the things that you look for in a grape is high acidity and low sugar content. You want your alcohol to be somewhere, once your wine is made, you want your alcohol to be somewhere around 8.5 degrees or percent alcohol. This is why they use the Uni Blanc grape. With global warming, those alcohol levels are starting to creep up. They're starting to experiment with other grape varietals.
That must change the distillate quite a bit.
Yeah, it does. And it changes their approach to harvest and their approach to how they make their cognac.
Are you saying it's time to stock up on cognac?
No,
now?
I think we're okay for the minute for the minute. But the other thing that is so wonderful about these cognacs in terms of the process of making it is that once the wine is wine and is ready to be distilled, the quicker you can distill it, the better. The older the wine gets, this is not wine you want to age. The older the wine gets, the more flaws. I'll leave you with just a little bit of blues music here.